So I came across this from the Daily Record with the title Thousands March in Glasgow to Protest Against Climate Crisis. You know, the thing is, journalism is such a past tense term these days. They're all activists. Because you see, decent journalism would question the legitimacy of the narrative. You always question. That's what journalism's supposed to be about. Well, it was at one stage, yeah. Climate crisis. And even the way the narrator speaks, it's hardly eloquent, no matter where you're from, Glasgow or otherwise, blah, blah, blah. But, and it was interesting when you look at the thumbs up, etc. 1.8k laughy faces, 547 thumbs up. I'd say that's at least 3 to 1, of people not wearing this nonsense, this propaganda continually ongoing.
Protest against the climate.
But under fair use. Let me, play you some of this. Oh.
Climate crisis in Glasgow. Of people march to protest against the climate crisis in Glasgow, in the city's biggest...
Dear. And you notice every single one of them, by and large, is covered from head to toe in petroleum products. Seriously.
The environmental rally said...
And how did they get there?
Since COP26 4 years ago, demonstrators, including many children, gathered on...
Because, hey, we've got to do the manipulation on steroids. And I think people like DJ lately had mentioned, what kind of psychological effects does that happen to have on children? I certainly spoke to him, and he's right. Look at this, putting fear into the most innocent of us, children, right from nursery school age, that we are a problem and we're causing a climate catastrophe. Yeah, I'll repeat again. They're all covered from head to toe in petroleum products. They don't exactly practice what they preach, but they're bussed in, well-funded. It's quite literally like a rent-a-mob. It's aspects of third sector and various underlying occultists within the 10% by and large, and then, of course, add to that useful bloody idiots. But I can assure you, many of them got more than their bus fare to turn up to do this. And guess where they got the money from? Ultimately, the very corporations they're purporting to be against.
Glasgow Green in the city's East End, before marching through the city centre on Saturday to mark...
On Saturday? Oh, exactly. Eloquent, but remember, it's all about... Yeah, thanks for that, Bella. Communistic, socialistic.
A day of global action whilst COP30 is taking place in Brazil.
That same COP30 that they've quite literally... Well, how many thousand acres of land did they, trees and all the rest of it, they cut down to have it hosted there? And how many jets to get all those righteous people there? I mean, seriously, it's a con from start to finish. If you believed any of it, you would be going absolutely out your way to avoid contributing to it. But when you look at, Ed Miliband and so many others, how about King Charles? Yeah, various others. Yeah, they are into the gigatons. When you think about it, what they own, what. Yeah, honestly, from start to finish, it's just absolutely a farce.
March read, "A better world is possible," and Extinction Rebellion campaigners marched...
And remember, CND all along was about getting rid of a perfectly good, energy efficient, vastly efficient form of energy because it's nuclear. Yeah, seriously. No, let's not have that. Let's, in Scotland alone, let's cut down 14 million trees to put up basically bird blenders, and all of a sudden, if you were to steal a bird of prey's eggs, especially eagles, things like that, it will not end well for you, as regards the law. But if you've got bunch of wind farms, not a problem. Don't worry. Got to break a few eggs. Seriously. The psychopathy of all this, and I'll repeat it again, head to toe in petroleum-based products.
Sound system. A choir sang Christmas
Choir.
carols with the lyrics changed to object
the lyrics? Wait a minute, what? Did I hear that? Really? Seriously?
And Christmas carols with the lyrics changed.
The lyrics? How about the lyrics? Anyway.
To object the Rosebank oil.
Look at them. Fucking head to toe in petroleum products.
Field, west of the Shetland Islands. Friends of the Earth Scotland, which organised the demonstration, said it was the biggest climate march in Glasgow since the UN Climate Conference in 2021. An activist wearing a Donald Trump mask carried a placard reading, "It's capitalism, ye jits," while a group of children chanted, "Stop Rosebank, the planet is for everyone."
Honestly, I still keep thinking of, Atlas Shrugged and other things, but it's like this mass cult of ignorance and stupidity, useful idiots. Because I can assure you, the occultist elites are not in amongst that. They fund a lot of it, through various banks and corporations, but, these people, seriously. And they keep talking about it's the rich, and yet it's the rich, the truly rich, that are funding this, because they believe in a new Eden with not a lot of us left in it. And you've got to fund willful ignorance in the many and groom them to bring about their own demise. And things are going pretty well when you see it, when you think about it, seriously. And remember, many of them, these walking cries for help, will capitulate and join anything just for the perception that they think they have a friend or part of something. You could go at this from so many angles, but honestly, the comments, using a few kids to beef up the minimal numbers on show. How did they all get there? ? Probably in cars, trains and buses, so making a big bit blob on the carbon footprint.
Good morning.
That must have been global warming that I scraped off my windscreen at 6 a.m. this morning. The loons are out again. Just went out to rip my car 100 times in support. And seen some lovely signs, high-vis vests, clothing, footwear, musical instruments, all made with petroleum products. Yeah. It's nice. More and more the public are starting to see, well, nah, this is a con. It is. Who's invested? Who stands to gain? Fronted by puppets like Ed Miliband, the Bird Blender and Farmland Stealer and Farmer Destroyer. Yeah. Now there's a rumour apparently Labour's want to have him as the next Prime Minister. But anyway, never forget David, his brother. International rescue. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon.